In Latin, it should read Sic transit gloria mundi, so passes the glory of the world. The UK government has severed all contracts with this notorious organisation, which calls itself either an environmental organisation or a charity, but is in fact a commercial machine for destroying competitors. This is who is a competitor to whom order an action from Greenpeace. After all, there is no enterprise in the world that has everything normal with ecology, and even if everything is normal, the activists are sure to find an offended dolphin. Last week, eco-activists climbed onto the roof of Prime Minister Sunak's mansion and hung a black cloth on the building, thus protesting against the development of new oil and gas fields. They spent more than 3 hours on the roof. The police detained 5 people, later releasing them on bail, and all because the UK government has issued hundreds of new licenses for oil and gas extraction in the North Sea. They need something to counteract Russian hydrocarbons, or things are getting a bit sad. But business environmentalists got excited and went to the roof. It is even clear whose interests they are hysterically promoting: the giant mafia, which has already furnished all the coastal waters of Britain with its wind turbines, and it lives only on government subsidies and will never pay for itself. They need to build more and more wind turbines because it's a pyramid scheme. And the oil companies are a pain in the arse. Have you ever heard of Greenpeace protesting against the destruction of coastal fauna by the millions of tons of concrete on which these wind turbines stand? Neither have I, because whoever pays the price orders the job. And now the British government has stopped paying Greenpeace money. Previously, only the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs had said it had severed relations with the organisation. Greenpeace looks like a faded monster from the past, and they were the first to once show how profitable it is to selectively fight for the environment, and against anything like that, their place is actively taken by even more cynical and thuggish structures, which are sponsored, as a rule, by some murky foundations from America. I'm not saying this. The Germans dug this up when ambulances stopped reaching hospitals because of eco-activists sticking to the roads. In Britain itself, Just Stop Oil is now mainly active. In Germany and Austria, it's last generation. They have exactly the same modus operandi, a structure in the manner of a sect or terrorist cell. They are also equally covered everywhere by the cops. From people's anger, they start their actions only after the police arrive, so that ordinary citizens do not kick them. And when a conflict arises, the guilty party is always the outraged citizen who didn't get to work because of the stickers. Despite the fact that eco-terrorists, which the newspapers annoyingly call activists, directly violate the law, for example, by obstructing traffic, and if it is an airport, there are several other charges that can be brought against them. The airport is not a joke. It's a restricted facility. If you stick to the runway of Frankfurt Airport, you will be put in jail because you are a bastard, a hooligan, a trespasser. But if you did it for a reason, but because you're an activist, you should understand. Have you ever tried to sneak a can of paint into a museum? Have you ever poured paint on a Rembrandt? At what point will the security guards turn you away? But these people with good faces carry it in and pour it on, and at the same time quietly take selfies from all angles. As they say in Germany, if Aft would try to do it. What is there to understand? On the one hand, the green terrorists are financed by American foundations. They also pay the fines, if any, and on the other hand, they are covered by politicians. All these activists are in one way or another connected to party coffers with the Social Democrats or the Greens, and these parties impose their values on their voters. And now, for example, they are in power in Germany, so they are imposing them on the whole country. Against the backdrop of such an octopus embedded in the highest political circles, Greenpeace look like reticent idiots who did not fit into the market. Their train is hurtling towards the future, which, according to the last generation, does not exist and cannot exist as long as there is a single gas oven in the world.